Ever feel like your dog is, speaking a totally different language? It's
Yeah.
like you swear they've got this whole, like, inner world going on behind those puppy dog eyes.
They absolutely do. Dogs experience the world in incredibly unique ways.
Right.
And a big part of that comes down to personality.
Yeah, that's what we're diving into today with this article from Onlinehund.dk.
Okay.
They've got this whole system categorized dogs as A, B, or C types.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this
I
before?
have, yeah. It's a framework developed by Danish dog trainers to understand canine behavior better.
Okay.
And you're right, it's all about recognizing those distinct personalities in our furry friends.
Okay, so no more wondering why your dog acts like that. We're getting to the bottom of it.
Exactly.
What's the deal with these A-type personalities?
Well, the article describes them as independent, strong-willed, energetic, basically, the life of the party.
Hmm.
But they're also listed as natural fighters, always testing boundaries.
Okay, so maybe a little too much, like the life of the party sometimes.
Right.
I'm picturing like a dog who's raring to go on a walk,
Mhm.
but then pulls on the leash the whole time.
That's a great example. A-types are all about that go, go, go energy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The article also mentions they're cooperative. It's almost a paradox, right?
So they want to work with you, but on like their own terms.
Yes, exactly.
I can see how that could be a challenge for an owner.
It can.
What's the key to handling those big personalities?
It's about setting clear boundaries and being super consistent.
Right.
Think of it like this. A-type dogs are like those brilliant but slightly chaotic friends we all have.
Okay.
They've got so much potential, but they need the right guidance to really shine.
That makes so much sense. It's not about trying to stifle their energy, but rather giving them an outlet that works for both of you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm hooked. What about these B-type dogs?
If A-types are the life of the party, B-types are the ones making sure everyone feels included.
Got it.
They're described as mild-mannered, sensitive, and, get this, they often groom other dogs.
Oh, that's adorable. They're like the peacekeepers of the dog world.
Yes.
Always looking out for everyone else.
Exactly, and that's reflected in their personality.
Okay.
They're easygoing, love spending time with their humans, and aren't as easily stressed. They're often considered the ideal family dog because they just want everyone to be happy.
Okay, that does sound pretty idyllic.
Right.
But wouldn't every dog owner go for a B-type if they're so easygoing? Is there a downside?
Not necessarily a downside, but there's a nuance here.
Okay.
While they might require less intensive training than an A-type, their sensitivity means they need a lot of positive reinforcement.
Okay.
It's all about building trust and connection.
So they're less about strict rules and more about that deep bond.
Yes, exactly.
Fascinating.
Oh.
Okay, we've got the party animals and the peacemakers. What about C-types?
Yeah.
What makes them tick?
The C-types are my personal favorites because they're the independent thinkers of the bunch.
Okay.
They're observant, they like to do things on their own terms, and the article says they don't buy into just anything. They need a good reason.
Ooh, I like them already. They sound like they've got that quiet confidence, like they're always sizing you up.
Precisely. And that's why they can be incredibly rewarding to train, but it requires a different approach.
Yeah.
You can't just rely on commands. You have to make it worth their while.
So you can't just tell them what to do.
No.
It's more like a partnership, like they need to respect you as much as you respect them.
Exactly. You have to earn their cooperation by understanding what motivates them.
Right.
It's like working with, a particularly insightful colleague.
Yeah.
They might not just jump on board with a new idea right away.
Right.
They want to analyze it, see the value in it.
That makes sense. It's about tapping into their intelligence and finding what makes them tick. Now, I bet our listeners are out there thinking, okay, that's super interesting, but how do I know my dog's type?
Yeah. It's
I
not
don't
like
know.
they come with a personality test result attached to their collar.
So that would be pretty handy.
Yeah.
But you're right, it's all about observation.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about a quick glance. We're talking about really paying attention to their behavior in different situations.
Okay, so like a canine Sherlock Holmes. What kind of clues should we be looking for?
Well, think about how your dog reacts when you're getting ready for a walk. Are they bouncing off the walls with excitement, or do they patiently wait by the door?
Okay, so that's tapping into that A-type energy versus a more chill B-type vibe.
Precisely. Now think about how they interact with other dogs at the park.
Are they initiating play with everyone in sight, hanging back and observing the action, or maybe even trying to break up a squabble?
Those are great examples.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see how those everyday moments can actually reveal so much about their personality.
Exactly. And don't get hung up on fitting them into a perfect box.
Right.
Some dogs might show a blend of traits.
Yeah.
The point isn't to slap a label on them, but rather to use these insights as a starting point for building a deeper connection.
Because when you understand their natural inclinations, you can adjust your training and interaction style to suit their personality.
You got it.
Okay.
For example, that high-energy A-type might benefit from more structured training sessions and plenty of outlets for their energy,
Right.
like agility courses or long hikes.
While a more sensitive D-type might thrive on positive reinforcement, gentle guidance, and plenty of cuddles on the couch.
Exactly. And those independent C-types, they might need a little more creativity to keep them engaged.
Okay.
They'll be more likely to participate if they see a purpose in it,
Right.
or if you can make it fun for them.
This is all such great advice,
Mm.
and it really highlights how much we can learn from our dogs if we just take the time to listen, not just to their barks, but to their whole being.
And that brings us to another important aspect of shaping a dog's personality, their early experiences.
You mean like their time with the breeder?
Yes,
The article we're diving into today seemed to have some strong opinions on that.
it did. It emphasizes how those first few weeks of a puppy's life are absolutely crucial for their development. They're like sponges soaking up everything around them.
Right.
And the breeder plays a huge role in setting the stage for their future personality and behavior.
So it's not just about genetics. It's about the environment the breeder creates.
Precisely. And one of the things the article stresses is that puppies shouldn't stay with their litter mates and mother for too long.
Because those early interactions can have a big impact on their personality, even more so than we might realize.
Right. And the article specifically recommends no more than 8 weeks with the breeder.
Okay.
They argue that if puppies stay longer, the more dominant personalities might start to overshadow the more submissive pups.
So those early dynamics within the litter can actually influence how they interact with the world later on.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's almost like finding the right preschool for your kid.
Mm.
You want an environment where they can learn and grow
Yeah.
in a healthy way. It really makes you realize how much thought should go into like actually choosing a breeder.
Absolutely. It's not just about finding a cute puppy. It's about finding a breeder who understands the importance of early socialization
Right.
and creating a nurturing environment for those crucial first 8 weeks.
Because those early experiences can have such a ripple effect on the dog's whole life.
Exactly. It's like laying the foundation for a house.
Mhm.
A strong foundation can support a happy, well-adjusted dog.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation.
Yes.
We've talked about these
Yeah.
distinct A, B, and C personality types.
Yeah.
And how understanding them can help us build stronger bonds with our dogs.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, there's one more little nugget from the article I wanted to touch on. It talks about multi-dog households, which I know is a whole other ball game.
It is.
Yeah.
And the article makes a great point.
Okay.
It's not just about finding dogs who, tolerate each other.
Right.
It's about finding dogs whose personalities actually complement each other.
So a high-energy A-type might not be the best fit for a home that already has another A-type bouncing off the walls.
That's exactly what they're saying. It could create a recipe for chaos.
Right.
And make it really tough to establish a calm environment.
So in that case, a more laid-back B-type might be a better match.
Yeah.
Someone to balance out all that energy.
Exactly. They could bring a sense of harmony to the household.
Yeah.
Or imagine having a C-type who's a bit aloof and a super affectionate B-type.
Yeah.
They might learn from each other and even develop a unique bond.
It's like finding roommates. You want personalities that can coexist peacefully and maybe even bring out the best in each other.
That's a perfect analogy. It's
Yeah.
about understanding the dynamics and making sure everyone feels comfortable and secure.
This has been such an insightful deep dive. I
Mhm.
feel like I've learned so much about how to read my own dog's subtle cues and appreciate their unique personality.
And that's what it's all about, right? Recognizing that our dogs are individuals
Right.
with their own thoughts, feelings, and ways of experiencing the world.
It's about meeting them halfway, understanding their language,
Yeah.
and building that incredible bond that makes having a dog such a rewarding experience.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So to all our listeners out there, I
Right.
encourage you to observe your dog with fresh eyes. See if you can spot those A, B, or C traits we've talked about.
Yeah.
You might be surprised by what you discover.
And remember, there's no right or wrong personality type.
Right.
It's about appreciating the amazing diversity of the canine world and finding the key to unlocking a deeper connection with your furry friend.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the fascinating world of dog personalities.
Okay.
If you want to learn more, be sure to check out Onlinehund.dk.
Yeah, they're great.
They've got a treasure trove of information for dog lovers.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time, happy tail wags, everyone.